Tom Brady's NFL journey is remarkable for so many reasons. His 7 Super Bowl rings are an almost impossible achievement, but his under-the-radar 6th-round draft selection makes it even more jaw-dropping. It is a story that is fit for Hollywood, and like any good Hollywood classic, it has its fair share of scandal and drama. The fact of the matter is that Tom Brady has made a lot of enemies along the way, whether that be people who were fed up with watching him walk off the field as a winner, or people who view him as a dirty cheat. In this video, we will look back to a time when Tom Brady was the most hated man in the NFL. Tom Brady entered the NFL as somewhat of a nobody, but he quickly became a household name when he won a Super Bowl as a sophomore in 2001. The underestimated 6th-round draft selection was forced into the lineup to replace an injured Drew Bledsoe, and he never left. With Brady operating well above his 6th-round price tag, the Patriots powered their way to an 11-5 record and a division title, laying the foundations for the next great sporting dynasty. However, that dynasty may never have materialized if it wasn't for one of the most infamous rulings in NFL history. For that, we must go to Foxborough Stadium for a snowy divisional round affair between the Patriots and Raiders, which would be Brady's first controversial encounter with the footballing gods. With under 2 minutes remaining and the Patriots down by 3, Brady took the snap and dropped back to pass on Oakland's 42-yard line. Just as Brady went to pull the trigger, he second-guessed himself, instead essentially pump-faking and trying to bring the ball into his body. Unfortunately for Brady, what he didn't know was that an unblocked Charles Woodson was beelining straight for him, clattering into him as he did so. The ball popped loose and the Raiders jumped on it. They now had possession of the ball with a 3-point lead and just 1 minute 43 seconds left on the clock. Game over, right? Not quite. It was at this point that the referee stepped in and delivered one of the most controversial rulings in NFL history. After reviewing the play, they invoked what is now known as the tuck rule, which officially states that any intentional forward movement of the quarterback's arm starts a forward pass, even if the player loses possession of the ball as he is attempting to tuck it back towards his body. For the first, and certainly not the last time in his career, Tom Brady was bailed out by the refs and would capitalize on the decision by delivering 2 clutch drives to secure the win and move on to the AFC Championship game with some help from kicker Adam Vinatieri. As it turns out, Walt Coleman's decision to invoke the tuck rule in that game set in motion a series of events that would change the fabric of the NFL forever. Brady's Patriots would defeat Pittsburgh 1 week later before downing the St. Louis Rams in the big game. Tom Brady had won his first Super Bowl in just his 2nd season, becoming the youngest quarterback to do so, and the controversial circumstances were a fitting way for this dynasty to begin. The tuck rule game is one of the most iconic and controversial games in NFL history, and the rule itself was abolished in 2013. Raiders fans are still bitter about the ordeal and certainly haven't forgiven Brady for his role in it, which is why it is so amusing that he became a minority owner of the team in 2024. The Patriots won just 9 games in 2002, but they made up for this by winning back-to-back Super Bowls in 2003 and 2004. They then became just the 2nd team in the Super Bowl era to go unbeaten in 2007, only to fall short of achieving the impossible by losing to Eli Manning's New York Giants in the Super Bowl. That season was shrouded in more controversy thanks to the Spygate saga, which found that New England had been spying on other coaches' signals. While Brady wasn't blamed or punished for the Patriots' crimes, the perception of cheating in the organization certainly didn't help his overall image. Fans, bored by their success, were eager to see the downfall of the Patriots and Brady, and this scandal was good bulletin board material. Another Super Bowl loss to New York came in 2011, sandwiched between 4 more playoff berths. All this time, Brady was racking up record-breaking stats and leading the team to 12 double-digit winning seasons in every campaign between 2003 and 2014. There was no doubt about it. The New England Patriots were the team to beat, and Brady was on track for Canton, but the pressure of finding that 4th Super Bowl ring was starting to rack up. Brady and the Patriots were revered across the league for their relentless success, but the team had not managed to get across the line in the 9 seasons between 2005 and 2013. twice falling short in the Super Bowl and 3 times losing in the AFC Championship game. That brings us to 2014, which was the year that Brady truly became the most hated player in the NFL. Having only missed the playoffs twice as a starter, everyone assumed that he and the Patriots would be featuring in February. And true to form, the Patriots reeled off their 3rd consecutive 12-4 season and 6th consecutive division title. A spicy Baltimore side were defeated by 4 points in the divisional round, setting up a conference championship date with Indianapolis that would go down in NFL history for several different reasons. The game started with a couple of exchanged punts, but New England were gifted an opportunity to take the lead when Indy muffed their return. The Patriots accepted the gift gladly, taking advantage of the short field to set up a 1-yard LeGarrette Blount rushing touchdown. They then doubled their lead on the next drive with Brady's first touchdown pass of the day and appeared to be cruising. On the next drive, however, Brady threw an interception to D'Qwell Jackson and, in doing so, kick-started one of the NFL's biggest controversies. You see, after celebrating his interception, Jackson handed the ball to the Colts equipment staff, who were already on high alert for underinflated balls. You see, Indianapolis had been in touch with the NFL before the game had even started to express their suspicion that New England were deflating balls to gain an advantage. They cited their Week 11 matchup as evidence, in which they intercepted 2 Brady passes and found the balls to be coated in a tacky substance and feeling spongy. Once again feeling suspicious, the Colts alerted NFL Game Day operations to their concerns during the AFC Championship game, and at halftime, officials discovered that 11 of the 12 Patriots balls they tested were underinflated. The logic with deflated balls is that they are easier for the quarterback and wide receivers to grip, particularly in the wet, which this game happened to be. With that being said, the Patriots entered halftime up 17-7, and after the balls were replaced with properly inflated versions, they only went and scored 28 unanswered points to win by 45 points to 7. It didn't appear to have made much of a difference, and 2 weeks later, they sealed the deal for the first time since the 2004 season, defeating the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 49. It was a glorious time to be a Pats fan, with the dynasty well and truly back on track, but the fallout from the AFC Championship drama was far from over. The day after that infamous game, Bob Kravitz, a Colts reporter for WTHR, had sent out a tweet stating that the NFL was already in the process of investigating the possibility that New England had deflated balls to gain an advantage. In response, Bill Belichick said that he didn't have anything to say and didn't know anything about it, while Rob Gronkowski offered up a very tongue-in-cheek explanation for the deflated balls. Of course, the fans and media had their fun with the incident, more than happy to capitalize on any opportunity to mock and criticize the NFL's golden boy and his Patriots dynasty. The Patriots offered up the cold weather and vigorous rubbing as reasons why the balls may have been underinflated, but the NFL wanted to be certain.
Where'd the air go?
I don't know.
Where did the air go?
Don't know.
Who let the air out of the ball?
They had seen footage of a Patriots locker room attendant taking 24 footballs into a bathroom for 90 seconds before the game, which piqued their interest. They wanted no stone left unturned, so they employed Ted Wells, a Manhattan attorney, to get to the bottom of it. His investigation culminated in a 243-page report that concluded that it was more probable than not that Patriots staff had deflated the balls, also stating that Brady was likely generally aware. Bill Belichick, at least, was free of any guilt, according to Wells. The key evidence was message exchanges between locker room attendant Jim McNally and equipment assistant John Jastrzemski, which regularly referenced deflation, needles, and gifts, allegedly from Brady. In 2014, McNally even referred to himself as the deflator. There were also slightly suspicious communication records between Jastrzemski and a certain Tom Brady. After not speaking for 6 months, Jastrzemski's phone showed 2 phone calls with Brady on the 19th, which was the day after the AFC Championship game, as well as 2 more on the 20th and 2 more on the 21st. That's totally normal, right? Perhaps they just decided to become good friends on that infamous day by coincidence. The other key evidence that was cited came from an experiment carried out by a company called Exponent. Exponent attempted to recreate the conditions of the Deflategate incident in a lab and ultimately determined that none of the factors they investigated could lead to the deflation of balls. Therefore, according to Exponent, human involvement is the only possible cause. Even science was against Brady and the Patriots, which was pretty damning. But it is worth noting that at least 2 professors and other fans offered up strong rebuttals to this investigation, claiming that the Exponent had been deceptive and sloppy in their investigation. Having been presented with all of this information, the NFL opted to suspend Brady for 4 games, while also fining the New England Patriots $1 million and docking them a 2016 first-round draft pick and a 2017 fourth-rounder. There was then a messy fallout, which saw Brady succeed in appealing his suspension, allowing them to play all of the 2015 season, only to have it reinstated for the first 4 games of the 2016 season. Of course, after missing those 4 games, Brady would return to the lineup and take the Patriots right back to the Super Bowl, winning them their 5th title. They would then win their 6th Lombardi Trophy 2 years later in 2018, defeating the LA Rams in a defensive slugfest. For fans who were fed up with Brady's dominance, the Deflategate period was infuriating. He had dominated the sport for over a decade, and this controversy suggested that he wasn't opposed to a bit of cheating, which was a narrative everybody was more than happy to run with. He was gladly painted as the villain, as envious fans declared his career tainted forever. They demanded justice, but found none. Yes, a 4-game suspension acted as confirmation that Brady was a cheat, but did that matter? He had won his 4th Lombardi Trophy that very year and went on to win 3 more in the years that followed. In the grand scheme of things, the drama surrounding Deflategate is just a minor anecdote within what many believe to be the greatest sporting story of all time. Brady retired with 7 Super Bowl titles, 5 Super Bowl MVP awards, and 3 regular NFL MVP awards. He holds 10 NFL records and is undoubtedly the greatest NFL quarterback of all time. The fact that he got away with it will be a constant source of anger and frustration for many. And while there was a period of time when Tom Brady was the most hated player in the NFL, by the time he hung up the boots, there weren't many who could deny and respect his greatness. But what do you think? Should Brady have received more punishment for his role in Deflategate? Let me know in the comments.